The decision that students have got now in year 11 about where they spend the next 2 years is really important. And if they get that decision right, they will be able to look back on the best 2 years of their life. And for many of us in education, we do recall that our A-level years were the best years in our education, potentially in our life. I think the first reason is that it's where students really fall in love with particular subjects. Often it's one in particular that they wish to then take on to university or into employment. And so for me, it was history. For Mr. Ward, it was philosophy and ethics. And it's really where that passion begins. You spend a lot more time with fewer teachers really studying the subject in depth. But it's also the time of greater freedom socially. So we establish some of our friends for life in sixth form. And so that's a really important decision to get that right. But above all else, it's about relationships with the people that you form here. And I'm talking about the relationships with staff. So when we think back to our A-level days, we think about particular teachers who completely inspired us, not just to fall in love with that subject, but also to believe in ourselves. I can think very clearly in my mind of 2, 3, 4 members of staff who were able to communicate not only their love of the subject, but also a love of learning. And I think in our sixth form, an outstanding sixth form, it is full of so many inspirational, fantastic teachers. And I'm really confident that whichever subject students choose when they come into our sixth form, they will fall in love with that subject and they will really grow to love and respect those members of staff that they will be working with every single day.
So the career support is absolutely extensive, and we don't actually bring any judgment to the table as to what you're doing, whether it's university or apprenticeship or gap year or the world of work. Ultimately, we are entirely free and open with planning what's the best call for you, and you should bear that in mind when you join us. We'll nurture you in whatever direction it is you want to go. So that support is extensive. We've got a careers department who will meet with you throughout the year. We're brilliantly networked to our local employers and universities, and many of those host events and work experience placements that we will put you in touch with. So outside of result and academics, this is where actually you'll see yourself thrive. We've got lots of connections with local charities and initiatives that will give you opportunities to see a different part of yourself. Recently we've involved students in the Illuminate project, which is about getting song, dance and decoration, building that into local communities, and redecorating shop doorways and just trying to reinstill a bit of vigour and life and excitement into our town centres. We've got links with replanting trees in association with the Woodland Trust, and also we understand that subjects themselves can sometimes seem like prisons in which you see the world, and we want to break you out of that prison and want to see how your subjects apply in novel, interesting contexts in the world of work, but in fresh contexts, which will allow you to see this world in a brand new way. One of the really good working partners that we've got is a relationship with Trinity College, Oxford. They're very keen to help us support our brightest and best get into Oxbridge and Russell Group universities. So we've got away days where you can stay in college, get a sense of what that life is like in an Oxbridge college. They also offer interview support, personal statement support, and we offer people who are interested in Oxbridge a bespoke programme of support and care, and it's not just about the mechanics and the technique of applying, it's also about nurturing your character, your sense of well-being when you're applying for such an intense and difficult and demanding route.
So here we have a really nice variety of different types of extracurricular activities for the students to take part in. We've got things like sporting extracurricular activities, we have academic extracurricular activities where we have things like drop-in clinics with teachers and members of staff, and we have other things such as debating, which is one of the things that I am really enjoying being a part of. Starting new, it's a lot of help from your tutors, Miss Davison, Mr. Ward as well. They help a lot with helping to settle people in, helping to integrate students into the wider school community, because of course there is a mixture of internal and external students in the sixth form, and that's really important because it helps you settle quicker and it gives you more of a chance to get focused on your studies as early as possible. I think the relationship between staff and students is really quite friendly actually. I think students and staff generally have a really good relationship from what I've witnessed so far, and it's a very supportive relationship as well. Staff will do all they can to help support their students and make sure that they're doing the best that they can do in their studies. It definitely feels like you are the age that we're at now, you know, lower school is much more challenging towards the end when you feel like maybe you could be being treated a little bit more grown up than you maybe are being treated. But here in the sixth form, that all changes and you get a lot of independence. You have to manage your time a lot more. And even though you have more free time on paper, if you don't manage it well, then you will start to struggle. But of course, the staff here are really supportive in helping students make sure that they are managing their time properly.
Chipping Norton Sixth Form is a place where we take a really creative approach to find the best kind of educational package for you. We look at you as individuals and we teach you as such. And it's a place where genuine nurture and passion is going to be happening at all times for you in and outside of lessons.
It's just a really nice school to be around. Everyone, the community is kind of such a strong community. Everyone's really friendly with each other. Everyone works together really well.
Well, most of our students come from our year 11, but we know that an increasing number of students come to us from other schools. We do a lot of things to try and settle them in and make them feel at home in our sixth form community as quickly as possible. The tutor system, again, we try and make sure that we perhaps put students together who've come from similar schools so that they've got a familiar face to start off with. We do welcome breakfasts through the first couple of terms just to catch up with them, and we usually use year 13 students who have been external students themselves, so they've got some sort of buddy system so that they've got somebody they can turn to, as well as myself and Mr. Ward and their tutor, and we just check in with them to just hopefully they're settling in quite quickly and making new friends.
The sixth form is just a really nice space to be in. It feels like everyone's kind of together, and you always know that there's going to be people that you can talk to if you've got any problems.
This is a young adult environment. We are living here in this not quite halfway house, but the situation where you are living between year 11 life and the world of work and university, and we understand that. We understand that you are a young adolescent with real ambitions, with real dreams that we are going to seek to see realised. You will notice then that translates into a new relationship on offer with your teachers. So whether you're currently year 11 who thinks you're really familiar with this place and your teachers, or you're an external candidate, you will find that this sixth form is a whole new world of relationships. You will see your teachers in a different way, a way that you never quite imagined seeing them perhaps, and in doing so you'll discover new things about yourself. So those relationships in which we treat you as young adults will be transformative, and will allow you to feel that bit more excited and invested in your courses.
Chipping Norton is really good for independence, so in your private study time it's really nice to be able to know that you can plan out exactly what you want to get done, and you can take your time doing that, and there's loads of resources around to help you with that, and the teachers will always be there to direct you with that if you feel a bit lost or at an end and not knowing what to do. But it's just nice to be able to have the decision of how you want to plan out your work to make it work for you. You can sort of make your timetable quite individualised in that way.
So the curriculum here is both diverse and it's developing, so you can come along and do a straight 3A level programme. We also wanted to offer a blended offer, so that you can do a combination of A levels blended with some BTECs at Abingdon Whitney College. We're aware that you need to find a curriculum that fits for you and matches what your ambitions are. So the best word to describe the way our curriculum provision works at Chipping Norton Sixth Form is tailored, bespoke and ready to prepare you really for what your true ambitions are.
So the new sixth form centre is a really open plan, nice space for people to be working together, but also areas available for more private and focused study, and it's nice to have the option between the two so that you always know that there's places you can go if you want to be in an atmosphere with a more kind of group sense and also an individual sense.
Well, in terms of our track record of results as a school, we are an outstanding school. We've got a proven history of really strong academic results, but of course that isn't the full story. We understand fully that we're getting those results, but they're not an end in themselves. We're trying to get you to a point where you are the best possible fit you can be for the best destination for you.
So when I made the decision to move to Chipping Norton Sixth Form, I was quite nervous about going to a different place, having to meet new people and integrating. But when I arrived here, I instantly felt like it was such a friendly atmosphere. There was always people around you offering you support if you felt a bit lost. I never felt like there was any hostility towards being like a new member of kind of like the Chipping Norton school community. And I always felt really supported in that sort of change from one school to another. And that there was a lot of opportunities to get to know new people, and that everyone was just really friendly, and it was just a really nice place to be. And as soon as I arrived, I didn't feel daunted whatsoever anymore. I just felt completely at ease, and just like it was a really nice place to be. So Mrs. Davison has always been that person that you can just go to with any concerns you have. As soon as I joined here, she was so welcoming, making sure that for the new people she was known to them and making sure to check up and check in, make sure we're all getting on okay. She's just one of those people that she's always an email away. You can just email her, you can be sure that she'll respond to you and come and find you if you're struggling with anything. And she's just really understanding and really makes you feel like if you've got a problem, it can be sorted out.
Well, we recognise here at Chipping Norton School in the sixth form that the transition from year 11 to year 12, that one from GCSE to A-level, is a tricky one. At GCSE, students have had their timetable structured all the time, every minute of every school day, and then they arrive in year 12 and suddenly they have private study sessions and they've got that requirement to do independent study and work independently. Some of them slip into that very quickly, others need a little bit more help with it, and that's what we try to do. So through our tutoring system with their personal tutors who see them every day, they start to build up the relationships with them. So they're really their first point of contact to let them to find out how they're getting on and if they're struggling, and usually just a little bit of support there helps. If they need further support, we can talk about helping them to structure their private study time. So we do recognise it's an important step for them to learn, and some take it longer than others to do that. Our new sixth formers, when they come in year 12, what we're looking for a really successful sixth former is a student that's got lots of enthusiasm and lots of self-motivation. We hope that because they made a choice to do A-levels and they've chosen to come to us, they've chosen subjects that they enjoy, that they're enthusiastic about, and probably are subjects that they've decided they need to go onto their next pathway post-18. So we're hoping they're going to be enthusiastic, and we hope that also leads to them being more self-motivated, so that they make the best use of the time here, that they learn their independent study skills, and that they make the most. We've got lots of enrichment and academic activities that are on offer to them, but they need to make the decision to do that, and it's those enthusiastic and self-motivated students that really grab all those opportunities and make the most of their time here. One of the things we are aware of with our students when they come into sixth form is that they are actually becoming young adults. They've got lots of important decisions to make, and that transition to young adults with all the highs and lows that brings, we're there to support them, and we hope we do that through the strong relationships we build up with them, pastorally through the tutors and myself and Mr. Ward, and also academically through their teachers. And we hope that by building up those strong relationships with them, that they feel they're able to come and talk to us about any of the situations they find themselves in or issues that they have, that we've got an open door policy in the school office, in the sixth form office, and that as a non-teaching member of the sixth form team, I'm there all the time for whenever they need to talk.
So we're aware that you need to feel truly invested in your choice, and our application process reflects this. It's actually very simple. There are 3 steps. So from this point on, the straw poll is open to record your initial subject preferences, and that will run until the 8th of January. All of that can be recorded via the school website. Going into the 22nd of January and to the 22nd of February, the application process will actually open. That will be your chance to match your skills, your interests to membership at Chipping Norton Sixth Form. Finally, in the week beginning the 8th of March, that is your chance to truly shine and join us for a Sixth Form interview. That will be your chance to tell us what you're really about and what you're really into, what you're really interested in. So, what is a really good rule of thumb for you is to imagine yourself in our redeveloped, refurbished space and imagine yourself thriving socially and academically at Chipping Norton Sixth Form. The best thing about being in this Sixth Form is that the teaching will develop a love of learning that will go well beyond your 2 years in year 12 and 13. This is a place where actually you're going to discover some abilities, some attributes, some characteristics in yourself that you didn't know you had until you joined Chipping Norton Sixth Form. I hope you feel that you've had a chance to encounter just what an exciting and vibrant place Chipping Norton Sixth Form is. Thank you so much for your interest in our Sixth Form tonight. The straw poll is now open for you to record your initial preferences for Sixth Form. This is a place where you can really thrive, you can really find yourself, and you can really feel ownership of your own future. We are really keen to get to know you personally, so please do get in touch.